What's going on, everybody? Shining Owl here, and today I'm talking about the first video of the 8 Days of Infinite. Technically the second one, if you count the announcement one. Anywho, before we begin, remember to like and subscribe, and I haven't even told you what we're doing today, but subscribe anyway. We're reviewing Halo 5. You probably saw that in the thumbnail and title. But yeah, I've decided to review the Halo games leading up to Infinite, being 5, 4, 3 ODST, 2 CE Reach. You may be saying, that's only 7. Anyway, so Halo 5. It's a game. Is it good? Kinda. Not real. It's pretty mediocre. I think everyone's a little bit too harsh on it. But it's still pretty bad. So, first off, we'll talk about the campaign. Campaign. It's fine. In my opinion, I think the cutscenes look amazing. You can't really go wrong with cutscenes in Halo, though. The story is really weak. Cortana's back, but she's evil. And also, Locke and Chief fight because reasons. The Covenant and Prometheans are everywhere for some reason. Like, some of them make sense, like, okay, that makes sense, Julian Dama's there, so that's why the Covenant are there. That's the Elite Home World, that makes sense why the Covenant are there. That's a Forerunner installation, makes sense why Prometheans are there. Well, I guess another thing is, it's weird. Some of them are just wondering, why are you here? Like, on San Helios, why are Prometheans there? Because there's a Guardian there? Is that why? But at that point in time, the Guardian hadn't been activated yet, so why is there Prometheans? As for characters, you have a whole bunch of new characters. I'm doing air quotes. That are kind of odd. Because, okay, you have Vale, Tanaka, and Buck. And Locke. Tanaka and Vale, paper-thin characters. One of them can speak Elite, the other one is Tanaka. Buck, we know from ODST, and you'll hear how I feel about him in that video. Which is pretty good, he's a really good character. Locke is a generic male protagonist, in my opinion. He's like a self-insert OC in a way. He's just like, oh, he's the same strength as Master Chief, and he's just as strong as him. No, he's actually a little stronger than him. But he fights Master Chief and cracks his helmet. Ooh. And then as for other characters, Julian Dama, the villain from Spartan Ops, just gets killed off in a cutscene. You don't even get to do it yourself. Like, a quick time event would have been better than a cutscene. And I don't really like quick time events. Another thing about Halo 5, it has some very, very good music. I mean, just take a listen to this. songs pretty good, have to say. Halo 5 is kind of like a Sonic game in that regard, where it may not be the best, but it's got pretty good music. Another thing is, it tries to bring in a bunch of characters. Like, it brings in Blue Team, which I haven't really read a lot of the Halo books, but that's one issue. They don't characterize them enough in the game. You need to characterize characters from the books enough in game for people to be like, okay, that's why I should care about them. Because as for now, I don't really care about Blue Team. Which pains me to say that, but like, I haven't read the books yet. I only have a Halo 5 experience and a little bit of Shadows of Reach, which I'm reading. That's all my exposure to Blue Team. And I personally don't see what all the hype is about. Arbiter's back in armor that is, it's fine. Okay, if it was his original armor, like if he always wore it, it would be fine. But it's not. It's gold now. It went from the nice silver. Like, take a look at this silver and compare it to this gold. Just no, silver and gold, not the same color. And then 3 for 3 is just like, oh, it's always been gold. If it's always been gold, then here's the thing: in Halo 2 Anniversary, why didn't you make it gold for the anniversary? That's the thing that boggles my mind. If you really wanted to hammer home that it was gold, change it in that. But it's silver in that, and it looks so much better than Halo 5's. Master Chief is fine, Cortana's fine, and then Warden Eternal. Warden Eternal. Is okay, as a character, he's fine, and honestly, if we see him in Halo Infinite, I'm fine with that. Truly, I am, genuinely. Just don't use him 15,000 times like they did in this game. Okay, it's more of 8 times I actually counted, but 8 times! You fight him 8 times! You could have made... That means you could have made 7 creative bosses. Because then we could have Warden and then creative bosses. Like, what about that grunt goblin that's in the firefight mode, Warzone firefight thing? Why not using that in campaign? And you have to fight that other boss fight instead of being like, Warden Eternal, but again. Like, okay, I can understand fighting him the one time, and then fighting him 3 at once. Okay, I understand fighting him as Chief, fighting him as Locke each once. Then I can understand fighting 3 of them at once. Those ones, I'd be fine with. So I have a total of 5 in that regard. But, it's better than, here's one fight as Locke, here's another fight as Locke, here's a fight as Chief, here's another fight as Locke, but there's 2 this time, and then here's a fight as Chief, but there's 3 this time. Also, his character is really confusing. I don't know why does he obey Cortana. Why does he obey Cortana? They don't really explain that. And about Cortana, I do think it's a little weird how they turned her into a villain. I mean, really? It does spit in the face a little bit to Halo 3. And 4, in a way. Because in Halo 3, you're just like, okay, Cortana, we gotta save her. She's got a good relationship with Chief. In Halo 4, they even build on that even more. And then that separation at the end feels sad. But then she's back and she's evil. I do think her moments with Master Chief are really good, though. The gameplay is fine. To me personally, I don't really have an ability. I don't really have a problem with the Spartan abilities. I think they're fine. Would I prefer if they didn't exist? Honestly, some of them. Do I like some of them? Yes. One that I really hope stays is when you're scoped in and you jump, you float in the air for a couple seconds. I think that's the best one, to be honest, out of that. Thrust can probably go away. We know it's coming back in Halo Infinite from the campaign overview, but it seems to be better than. And yeah, that's the campaign. Multiplayer. I didn't really play it. These are campaign reviews, but from what I've heard, the multiplayer is fine. It's a good multiplayer, but it doesn't feel like Halo apparently. And yeah, that's Halo 5. Also, who likes loot boxes? If you raised your hand, what what happened? What went wrong? And what do we need to do to help you? Anyway, the rec packs. They're just loot boxes. But if you don't just play the campaign, you get a lot for free. I noticed that. Like you get a lot for free. I have so many. But I feel like it was kind of dumb to make a mode like that and then lock it behind loot boxes. It's kind of like Halo Wars 2 mode, which you'll get a review possibly. Not during the 8 Days of Infinite, or maybe, well, I don't know. Anywho, but yeah, I just wanted to touch on the microtransactions, just to nail home to 3 for 3 that we better not have loot boxes in Halo Infinite. Anywho, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one, where it's time to fight the Didact. Because Halo 4.